Excuse me, could you point me in the direction of ScreamCity? Never mind, I think I found it.
Hey, horror freaks, and happy Valentine's Day. Welcome back to ScreamCity. I'm your host, Jess.
And I'm Monica. And today we are discussing the 2013 film Warm Bodies.
What am I doing with my life? I'm so pale. I should get out more. I should eat better. My posture is terrible. I should stand up straighter. People would respect me more if I stood up straighter. What's wrong with me? I just want to connect. Why can't I connect with people? Oh, right. It's because I'm dead.
Period.
He's just like me for real.
He's just like me for real.
Like, I'm also, I need to sit up straight.
That whole monologue, me.
100%.
He described me to the T. I think he went into my file and just read off the list that I have problems 100%. And issues with. So,
including the last one, which is I'm dead.
I'm dead.
But
you
anyway,
just float away.
Well, moving along, before we get into the actual movie,
right?
Why don't we get life stuff out of the way? Monica, any jump scares this past couple of days?
Let's see. Honestly, nar. Nor nothing crazy. Honestly, life's good. Okay. We'll see about next week though.
Good.
We'll try again next week.
Yeah.
So no, not really. Okay. Nothing really to update you on.
Well, real quick, I just need everyone to appreciate.
Oh yes,
Monica's little Valentine's Day setup.
This is very much sponsored by Dollar Tree.
100%.
100%. Scarves and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Super easy. I went in there with the intention of just getting us like little headbands that have like maybe some dangly hearts or something, or like
some glasses.
Heart glasses. They had nothing. People raided the fuck out of Dollar Tree. I said, okay.
It was probably me.
Okay. Right. We go into your room and you have like every decor known to man. So this is what we came up with.
And look at my heart-shaped crystal.
Yeah.
That I found in my purse.
We love it.
Love it. All right. Well,
do you have jump scares for this week?
I do.
Oh, goodness.
I do.
Okay. Go ahead.
I had a doctor's appointment today.
Oh, that is scary. Doctors are scary.
They are. I mean, to be fair, I didn't see a doctor. I just saw an ultrasonographer.
Still scary.
Wink, wink. Very scary.
Because all they do is like lay you down.
They press on my
turn off the lights.
And I'm like, what's about to happen?
They're like.
And then they rub a bunch of gel on your belly.
It's all cold.
And it's cold.
Yeah, that's
and
scary.
I feel vulnerable.
Oh.
And then a man came in.
It became even more vulnerable.
But yeah, besides that, I feel
scary.
like I had another one, but it must have not been that important for me to remember.
The man entering the room was a jump scare, wasn't it?
It was very much a jump scare. I was like, I am naked.
I'm naked, please leave.
Yeah. But besides that.
Okay. Oh.
It's Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day. That's a little bit
of a scare for me.
So, you know how like there's always two personalities to a person. Mine is like Halloween and then the other one is like Valentine's Day. I actually really love Valentine's Day. I think it's a really cute holiday. I don't celebrate it as much as I do Halloween. But I love it nonetheless. I think it's super cute. But, you know, there's not really much to do on Valentine's Day. Like there's not like
it's also,
I don't know,
Ash Wednesday.
Oh, it is Ash Wednesday. It's
Ashentine's Day, if you will.
Ashentine's Day.
And
oh, that's funny. For my Catholics out there.
For my, I didn't go to mass today.
My mom is at church right now.
Good for her. My mom is too.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably at the same.
They're probably at the same
church. Probably at the same one.
Churching it up.
Yeah.
It used to be really embarrassing when it was Ash Wednesday. I had to go to school.
Girl, it was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then
if you knew
like,
me back then,
that?
you didn't.
Everyone's like, "What's that?" And then they're like, "I'll never forget one time where I went to school with it, and like a bunch of girls were like, "We love you even more for this," and I'm like, "Who
are you?"
You know, like
that's
anyway.
So funny. Yeah, that is pretty much jump scare. So also, as you can see us, we also don't have our laptops. We have our phones today because she forgot hers. Mine's dead. So mine's dead, just like R. In this movie that we were about to discuss. I'm so excited. Okay, finally getting into the movie. So we mentioned this in literally every episode, but can you maybe guess what I'm about to say?
It's gonna be something about like spoilers.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
We have those. So if you've never seen this movie, watch the movie first and then come here. Or don't, but don't say that we didn't tell you. So just, take that as you will. So giving a brief summary of the movie, after a highly unusual zombie saves a still living girl from an attack, the two form a relationship that sets in motion events that might transform the entire lifeless world. How adorable! Oh, me too.
Yeah.
You're about to,
You're done.
I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done.
great. So now it's my turn to talk, which is basically just ask you a question or a couple questions. Well, now that we have that out of the way,
Yes,
Monica,
me.
please do tell your first impression watching this movie
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the first time.
Yes, ma'am.
Your favorite scene.
Yes, ma'am.
And your favorite kill / favorite scary moment.
Yes,
whatever.
I will absolutely be doing that.
Thank you.
So my first impression, I actually watched this movie for the very first time 2 nights ago. So Monday night.
Wow.
And let me tell you, I was kicking my feet
girl
in
me
the
too,
air. I was
too.
so in love. This movie is so adorable.
Is it? I fucking love this.
I feel like I was 15 again.
Good.
I was all in my feels and I was swooning. And I also just have, and I still do, have the hugest crush on Nicolas Hoult. Like,
His voice.
yeah, the snippet you just heard, I'm saving that.
And
I'm
listen-
putting that in a memory bank,
And
keeping it up here.
And guess what?
And
if he
in
turns into a corpse and he eats your brain,
Even
he's going to be
better.
like, oh my God.
He's gonna be like, "Oh, that's me."
yeah.
He'll be like, "Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely."
And listen, as a corpse,
Mhm.
would.
You know what? I would normally shame you for those,
Would.
but would.
Okay.
Would. Yes, ma'am. I
All
agree. I agree
right.
with that one.
Thank you.
Anyway, yeah, I actually fell back into my rabbit hole of like Nicolas Hoult. Like, again, I felt like I was 15 being obsessed with a celebrity. So doing the whole like watching every single interview that he's been in, watching almost everything that he's been in. I restarted Skins because I love him. And Skins is so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it's
It's very bad.
What was I doing watching it as like an 11 or 12-year-old?
Same. Well, I was more like 15, but nonetheless,
Damn.
100%. Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I know that if I would have watched this around the time that it came out in 2013, I would have gone full-blown obsession, but I didn't. But nonetheless, watching it now just took me back to that time. So, I just think that this is like the perfect horror movie to watch for Valentine's Day. So if you've never seen it before, tap in right now and watch it somewhere because it is the cutest movie you will ever watch.
And actually, right before you say anything, I was watching it and my sister walks in, roles reversed,
She walks
for
in
the
on
first
you.
time. And she's like, "What you watching?" And I'm like, "Warm Bodies." And she was like, "Oh my God, this is also my Valentine's Day movie." And I was like, "Oh my God," because it's
How
just
funny.
so cute.
I love that.
It's horror, it's comedy, it's romance, it's everything you need in a movie.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. So moving on to my favorite scene, I had way too many to choose from. I love this movie from beginning to end. I don't think there's a scene that I really don't like in this movie. However, I'm going to choose one scene. Well, technically two, but the overall scene is going to be the car scene where Julie and R are riding around in the car for the first time and they're on like the airplane runway. It's so adorable. It got me all giddy and I was like the way he was falling in love with her. It was just so stinking adorable. It's either that scene or the scene where R visits Julie, like whenever he goes over the wall.
Yes.
And then
it's like a Romeo and Juliet type of thing.
Perfect
It's so
Romeo and
cute.
Juliet setup. She's like on the balcony.
Yeah.
He's like at the bottom yelling her name. And then it makes it even more funny whenever her friend comes out and she's like, "Oh my God, is that him?" And he goes,
He's
it's
so
just like,
cute.
sup. He is so stinking adorable. I love him so much. It's also like a forbidden love type thing, which makes it even better. Makes the scene a whole lot better. I love this movie. My favorite kill in this movie, we get a few kills. I mean, typical like zombie killing people type thing, and it's really funny. I had a few, but I think my overall favorite is going to be R killing Perry. R.I.P. Dave Franco. But it is so funny because he's just like, nice watch. And then he just chomps. And he just starts eating his brains and everything.
And then he's like, I might even look away.
I would
look away. Yeah.
I would rather you look away in this very moment. Because he doesn't like eating people, but he does it because he's like,
hungry.
What he gonna do?
Yeah.
Either that one or I was like dying laughing whenever M ran over the bonies with the little cart. That was so, he's like, get in. So funny. Obsessed with this movie. What about you? What are your big...
My big three.
Yeah.
Leo's son. I'm just kidding.
Leo's son.
My first impression. So, fun fact. I actually remember watching this movie for the first time in theaters.
Oh, I love that.
Now,
I love that.
did I forget who I watched it with? Yes.
Absolutely.
I have theories.
You can't remember every detail.
I can't remember every detail.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the theory that I believe is the most correct one, which is with my sister, of course. Pamela and Luciana Salinas. I love you guys and I miss you.
Full names and everything.
Yes,
Okay.
I need to give credit where credit is due.
Okay.
I'm 99.99% sure that I watched it with them. At the Dollar Theater. That was in Garland.
I miss the Dollar Theater. I used to be there all the time. That's where I watched Beauty and the Beast, the one with Emma Watson. That's where I watched a shit ton of movies there.
And like I can smell it. I can smell it just somewhere. If I think about it, I can smell it.
Oh man, you just unlocked a memory.
I know, right?
Man, dollar movies were great.
Great.
Okay.
I remember really enjoying it, and I absolutely loved the movie.
So good.
And you know what's funny is when I rewatched it recently, Dave Franco was a jump scare. I completely forgot that he was in this movie.
Another jump scare.
And it makes you go back to like my lore, and it's like it makes sense as to why I love British men.
Interesting.
Of course, I remembered Nicolas Hoult was in this.
Oh, he's so funny.
He's a British man, English man. You know?
I love him.
So it's like great movie.
Love.
I remember when I first watched it, being mad that Perry died. Because
like, why would you kill him?
It was like 12 or 13-year-old me, and I'm like, I don't like what. At the time, I was like scared of zombies. Okay,
love.
And I hated watching like kills in movies, and now I love it.
No, I love it.
My favorite scene, I've got a couple. Okay. I love the scene where R is watching, what's her name? Julie. As she is kind of like in action as she's like killing the other zombies when they first kind of meet.
Oh,
and then the music, like the song starts playing in the background and it's all like romantic and he's like so in awe.
He's
watching
infatuated with her and she's like shooting.
Yeah. And really, this is so random, but shout out to Fluoxetine for being in the background of the scene.
So
Did
dead.
You see it?
I didn't actually.
It's like she was looking at the crystal ball, like at the snow
globe.
The
snow globe that he takes.
And I just see. I don't know why, if it's like just the vet field in me just saw Fluoxetine in the background, but I was like, okay, that's what's up.
That's so
super
funny.
random, but I think that's one of my favorite scenes. Oh, and another one. I just remember reading it right here. When she's pretending to be a zombie and she's like, and he's like,
you're
that's
doing
too much.
He's like, it's too much.
You're doing
bestie.
too much.
You're doing too much. And she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
that scene is really
the
cute.
comedy in this movie was like A1. I really liked it.
The comedy in this movie is really funny.
Yeah.
It's a little more like on the subtle and dry humor, but it's like nonetheless it gets the point across. Yeah, and it's so good.
My favorite kill, gonna have to go with Perry.
It's so good.
But it's also, I don't know if you noticed this, but when R first grabs his ankles, it's the way that his shadow falls to me is so funny. I honestly think that's one of like the first reason why I think it's one of my favorite kills, just because the way that he just falls on the table is so funny. And then of course the whole like nice watch. Him. Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. I love the freeze frame that we get too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like literally about to bite down. And then he ends up taking the watch, which I think is even like more funny.
Yeah.
He just like keeps it for keepsake, which like his little plane, aka his room, is just full of knickknacks.
Yeah.
It's just full of little things.
He literally says he collects things.
That
is so adorable. I made myself cringe on that.
Ever again.
I made myself cringe on that one. Anyway,
okay, but that's your big three.
That's my big three.
I love that.
But then one last thing, just going back to the watch.
Yes,
he gives it back to
he
Julie.
does. He gives it back. He's like, hey, by the way.
He's like, by the way, it was
I
me.
ate your man.
And she's like, oh, I know. Like, I figured.
She's like, I kind of was. I knew that, but I didn't need you to confirm it because now I'm sad.
Right. And then, yeah.
And then we get the whole, like, honestly, almost breakup scene, which was very sad. But yeah, so.
Nice watch. Now, I'm not proud of this. In fact, I'd appreciate it if you might look away for a moment here.
I'm sorry, his voice is so funny.
No, if it would have been his British accent,
I think it would have been even more better.
It would have.
Absolutely.
But no, like he killed it. He killed it.
He killed being a zombie. Mm-hmm. It's so great. I was watching there's a video on YouTube it's like Warm Bodies Nicolas Hoult B-roll video, and it's literally just behind the scenes, but there's no audio in the background. There's no like it's literally just silence and people filming the movie.
Yeah.
And there's like this scene where he's filming being a zombie, and then all you hear just like shuffles.
Aww.
But it's like pin silent, and all you hear is like people shuffling, like in an office. I don't know. It was so funny and so weird. And then there's also a shot of him like sitting at his like little like actor chair, like the ones that you sit while you're on set.
The director looking
like the one that has his name on the back.
Yeah.
He was sitting on his phone, full makeup, and he was like.
Now that we're going to dive into the movie,
can
I just say makeup killed it.
Period.
Because tell me why at the very beginning, they look so animated.
They do.
And I don't know if it's the makeup or if it's just like the style of filming. Mm-hmm. I think it's the makeup. But they look so animated.
No, that's 100%
so
true.
Cool.
I want to say it's a little bit of I think it's a mixture of both. Because his makeup is really good, like to look very rotten. Mm-hmm. But I also think it's like the filter that they use on the movie. But there was a scene where I think they're in the airplane and they do like zoom up like to his face. Mm-hmm. And I can just tell that what he has on his lids is blue eyeshadow that I wore back in 2003.
And you know what's so funny is that as I was watching this movie, I was rewinding back to when I worked at Spirit Halloween. And I would dress up almost every day as something, you know. And one of them was a zombie. I once and tell me what, like I had blood over here. Like I had I was absolutely crazy.
You were eating it.
I was eating it. Mm-hmm. But you know what else I was eating? I went through the drive-thru at Sonic.
Not at Sonic.
And when I tell you the employee had a look of fear.
You gave her a jump scare for that week.
100%. And guess what? As I should have, because life's no fun without a good scare.
Oh, you know what? Period. Bars. Drop mic.
Period.
Immediately.
But yeah.
No, yeah. So I think I do agree that their makeup looks really good. Because even for M, which we're about to get into the cast in a little bit, but his everyone's makeup was really good. I think the only thing that was like obviously CGI were like the bonies, I am assuming. I don't think any of those were like real people. But slayed. And then when he got his glued up, whenever he glued up after they gave him a little makeover, also 8.
100% 8.
I was like, that foundation matches. Mm-hmm. That blush, Fenty. Highlight, I don't know any of the makeup brands. Elf. I'm like, Elf.
Did you say Elf?
I like how I named something really expensive. Yeah. That's how you know my range of like makeup is not, the greatest. But anyway, yeah, that was really good. There was another scene that I wanted to mention. I like the scene where like we're kind of already at the end and they, he's been shot and he is in the car with like Julie and her dad. And then he's like, you still bleeding? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, good. And she's like, Dad. And he's like, sorry. And I'm just like, how cute. We're coming back together.
I know.
Unity. And then like the very, very ending of the movie where you see basically like humans living with zombies because there's a way to like come back from being a corpse. And then it's like just everyone kind of building together. Yeah. And then whenever M is like, he's like, now you're supposed to tell me I'm pretty too. Or you're pretty too or something like that. So funny.
I loved, first of all, M was so funny.
I loved M.
Great guy.
Shout out.
I would have a beer with him. But real quick, I loved at the very beginning where he's doing his voiceover, R's doing the voiceover, and he's like, I forgot what he says, but basically it's like, you know, what was it like back then when we used to enjoy each other's company? And it's like flashback to people at the airport just on their phones.
Yeah, literally. And then it's like, that's pretty funny.
And then
very parody.
I don't know if it's like metaphorical, like symbolizing. I mean, I'm sure, but just like everyone waiting at the airport, like they're waiting for something. And he says it himself too. It's like, I don't know what we're waiting for, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so cute. It's
That's 100% true.
Writing.
It is really good writing. I mean, I think a lot of, okay, so I actually put it on my TBR, but I want to read the book and I want to compare it and kind of see what, like what the difference is and if the writing in his monologues that he says throughout the movie are the same in the book. Because if they are, then like shout out to the writer of the book, but also shout out to the writer of the script because it's just so great. It's just so great. Yeah. Everything that he talks about every time he speaks in general. I might just also be biased and because it's Nicolas Hoult speaking. So
I mean, I'm not blaming you. I'm
just realizing that I think I'm like biased, you know?
I'm not stopping you.
Because like I think I need to hear that same monologue, but like in someone else's voice.
Right.
Like Steve Buscemi. And see if I still feel the same about the monologue. You know what I mean?
What about Pedro Pascal?
No. Nah. I would oh my gosh, narrated a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You told me.
I did, and I haven't listened to it yet because I'm scared. It's a scary book.
Oh. Speaking of Pedro Pascal.
Oh my God.
But like, just real quickly, you know, and I love, again, I'm a huge sucker for soccer. I'm a huge sucker for zombie movies. And it just makes me think, like, if you look at this one, if you look at The Last of Us, if you look at World War Z, it's like, what are the bony people again? Like the bonies?
They're basically, they're zombies, but they're like they're what you become when you're too far gone.
Yeah. That's scary.
That's very scary.
Because again, Last of Us, World War Z, and I'm sure others that I can't think of right now have that too. And I'm like, imagine already living with a zombie.
100%.
Like zombies, and then just like another hybrid looking
like something different
zombie just comes out of nowhere and they're harder to kill.
Absolutely. I think this is also something interesting. Again, I don't know if it's also in the book, but I think it's an interesting take on zombies. Because I mean, we typically see just like one set, right?
Yeah.
But we have like the bonies and then we have corpse. And then if you're like a corpse and still eating, I like the concept of eating someone else's brain and then gaining their memories and everything that like, you know, that they lived and stuff, which I like that we also get to see are experiencing Perry's memories and everything.
I literally wrote that down.
It's so good. It's so good. And I like how he uses his memory to get to Julie.
Yes.
Like whenever he uses his memory of them escaping, but he uses that memory to go back in.
And can I just say, and I don't know if this was just my eyes fucking with me or if this was meant to be on purpose or if I was just watching this while the sun was rising, but slowly but surely the color comes back to his face / body throughout the movie. But I think I don't know if that's just my eyes messing with me, and I wanted to see that, but
he's also just he a white man, so he a little pale, so I didn't really see that much of a change in color.
Just out in the sun more.
Well, I was going to say, however, whenever, like, once they're, like, making out in, like, the water and everything, he definitely, like, gains color and, like, all of his... Well, then again, he had makeup on at that time whenever they put it on him. Never mind. I don't know. Interesting concept.
I do love the scene where he's fixing his hair to look more presentable.
Oh, he's like he pushes it to the side.
So
he's like
cute, bro.
I love this man.
If I would have a boyfriend, I would want him to be my boyfriend. And understood.
He can be dressed up as a corpse if he wants.
Understood.
Period. Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
One last thing.
Okay.
Wait, are we done with discussing the movie, or are we gonna keep?
It's up to you. You got something else?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Period.
First of all, that poor man keeps waking up without her.
He does.
Like the one in the air when he was taking a nap in the airplane.
He wakes up and he looks behind and he's like, damn, she's gone. And he like panics and goes to her.
And then the one in the house.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Very sad.
Not him getting ghosted.
Oh.
IRL.
Immediately.
I love that she was like, you can sleep upstairs with me, like on the floor. She's like, the houses creep me out. And I'm like, the houses creep you out, but living with the corpse with a
doesn't?
zombie doesn't? Interesting.
Like you can literally be waking up to him eating you at one point. Okay, all right. I know y'all saw that. I'm so glad that we have video now because audio does not justify.
I mean, I think audio would have justified.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anywho.
No, but the last thing that I wanted to mention is he didn't let go of her hand.
He didn't.
Like Perry did.
Yeah. Which is why he died.
Yeah. And I just thought that was so
super cute.
I'm like,
everything about this movie is so swooning and so adorable.
Watching this movie near Valentine's Day, I'm like, damn. Maybe I do want
a bitch
partner.
lonely.
A bitch lonely as hell. Yeah. Maybe I'm not gonna have this as my Valentine's Day movie.
Oh, it is a super cute movie.
It's so cute.
And then the fact that Nicolas Hoult is in it doesn't make it any better.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I was gonna mention this when we mentioned the cast, but I'm just gonna put it out there. Miss Teresa Palmer looks so much like Kristen Stewart.
Really?
I think she does. She has Kristen Stewart features. And I saw it a lot, it was a lot stronger when I saw her in Lights Out because of the style that they gave her in that movie. It was very grunge and very, I don't know, grunge is basically the word, and dark. And so I saw a lot of Kristen Stewart whenever I saw that movie. And then it's also kind of the way she speaks a little bit. It's kind of chill, but I don't know. I can't explain. I can't really do it, but
I mean, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But I saw it in this movie too. And this movie is older than Lights Out. And so, I don't know. She just resembles Kristen Stewart a lot.
Crazy. Speaking of actors, I think it's time to get into the cast.
Period.
All right.
Let's go ahead.
So, I think let's start off with Mr.
The most obvious one.
Nicolas Hoult as R. Love you. If you're watching this, Mr. Hoult.
Happy Valentine's Day. He is a taken man.
He is.
He is a taken man in a relationship since 2017.
So are you.
Period. True. 100%.
Anyway, we've got Teresa Palmer as Julie. We've got John Malkovich as Grigio? Grigio.
Colonel Grigio.
Leo Tipton. Not London
Tipton.
As
Nora.
No, as Annalie.
I'm confused.
Annalie? I don't remember.
No, I
it's
think she's
friend.
Nora. Yeah, I think it's Nora. I think that's her friend's name in the movie.
Okay. Rob Corddry as M. Hilarious.
Love.
Dave Franco as Perry.
Another obvious one.
And Corey Hardrick as Kevin.
I don't know who that is.
I'm 99% sure, could be wrong.
Is he the other zombie?
Nor.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I thought that he was one of the
Kevin,
humans.
dumb. He is. He's the one that's pointing the gun at Julie whenever she walks up, and he's like, stop where you know what I'm saying? He's one of the guards.
Yeah.
He's one of the guards.
I'm pretty sure he was alive.
100%. I remember him now.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Cast was really good. I love this movie.
Brains.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Literally.
No, they did.
John Malkovich did a little too well.
Yeah,
playing a really shitty man.
His face on the screen, I said, of course.
Of course.
Again, I haven't watched this movie
in
a long time. And so besides the obvious, like Teresa and Nicholas, I forgot who else was in this movie. So everyone was kind of a jump scare in a good way-ish. But yeah, no. Great.
I love I think Anna, is it Anna Lee? Is that her name?
I don't know.
I'm now like,
I think Leo is her first like actor's name.
Leo. Let me see. Now I got to look it up because I was just going to say that what I love her. Yeah, Leo Tipton is her name. Love her in Crazy Stupid Love.
Really?
Such a good movie. Have you seen Crazy Stupid Love? Don't tell me you've never seen Crazy Stupid Love. Well, you are in the right, what is it?
Vicinity?
Holiday to be watching this movie. It also has Steve Carell in it. Come on.
I love him.
Yes, you do. Wait. Ryan Gosling.
With
Emma Stone.
Yes.
Not Watson.
Yeah, not Watson. No, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But Leo Tipton is in it, and she plays the babysitter that the little boy is like so in love with, and it's so funny. Love her in that. She does really good.
Love that.
But yeah.
Love that.
What are you doing here?
Came to see you.
You can't just do that. It's dangerous.
I love him.
Right in the heart.
And I like how the roles are kind of reversed in that scene as well, because at the beginning, he tells her, like, it's not safe. You can't come out. Like, they'll eat you. And then now she's like, what are you doing here?
They're going to kill you.
They're going to kill you. He's like, sorry, shawty.
Go, shawty. It's
your
your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday. We gonna sip a...
Okay.
And hey, I'm just preparing y'all.
Yes.
For next movie. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. I don't think you do yet, but you will know.
You will know.
You will know immediately.
All right. Well,
you have become one of my elite employees.
Oh, now one of my elite employees.
Oh man,
Gosh.
that is all over my FYE.
I
my
need to give
right
up
now.
TikTok for Lent. I'm just saying, bro. Like my sister's gonna give up TikTok for Lent.
She is.
I'm just gonna give up. I'm just
giving up for Lent.
I'm just giving up.
Good luck to all of those.
To all those, I'm just giving up.
Who what is it? Who had faith in me or who relied on me? It's my time. That is so funny. Anyway, moving on.
All right. Well, moving along now with the episode. I think now's a pretty good time. Let me know. Is it time?
I think so.
Okay. I think right now it's time to play a little game that we like to call Would You Rather? Yeah.
Ding.
So, that was so good.
Oh my God. When's the album dropping?
Period.
Beyonce, move.
Although apparently... when I sing through the trees, people don't like it. Cough, cough. Eric. Anyway. I'm just kidding.
Womp, womp, womp. So funny.
Anyway.
Okay.
So playing Would You Rather. I've got a Would You Rather for you guys for this week's movie.
See.
It's Would You Rather be kidnapped by a corpse?
Only if it's Nicolas Hoult.
I can't promise that.
Okay.
I can't promise that. Okay.
All right.
Would you rather be kidnapped by a corpse, unsure if they'll keep you safe, or if they'll turn on you? Okay. Or
two ors.
Okay. Or get turned into a corpse, fall in love with a human being. But you're not sure if they're also going to feel the same way about you or if they're going to kill you.
Oh my God. Okay. Again, is my corpse Nicolas Hoult? That's my only reasoning. Or my corpse and then the living person is Nicolas Hoult. Either way, in this scenario, I need Nicolas Hoult to be there.
Okay, but hear me out.
I need Nicolas Hoult to be on the other end.
Hear me out. Mm-hmm. Imagine being like a human being, right? Like you have a heartbeat. I can feel your heartbeat. I can feel your heartbeat running through me. Okay, great song.
Sorry, I've noticed that my scarf was covering my little ghost face, so I'm gonna. Anyway,
imagine like being a living person and being like, I was kidnapped by a zombie. Julie can say that.
True.
That's pretty cool. Is my corpse Harry Styles? I'm just kidding.
Okay, so now it matters.
It's just British men. Just Quinn.
Cillian Murphy.
He's Irish.
We didn't specify.
I said British
nationalities.
Man. Or is he?
Fake.
No,
fan.
he's Irish. He's
fake fan.
I don't even know what I'm saying. Just ignore everything I just said.
Anyway, so I think we all think that this was a good idea. But my answer is strongly going to depend.
Yes, Monica.
Okay.
The person on the either the corpse or the living being is Nicolas Hoult.
Okay. Then I'd rather be either or. Because either I fall in love with Nicolas Hoult or I get eaten by him. And he can have my memories and my depression.
I don't think he's gonna want.
He's already dead. It's gonna make him feel something. Well,
like killing himself.
I like the line where he's like, "I want to die all over again."
Yeah, I did like that line too.
So funny.
Okay, on
your end, it's Harry Styles.
Nicolas Hoult. I do. I love me a good English man, right? Can my English man be Joseph Quinn?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. Then I don't care.
Exactly. It's like it doesn't even matter.
In the end, it doesn't even matter. I've come so far and got so far. Great song.
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
We really do need to drop an album, bro.
We do. What we're going to do is just compile every time we sing and put it on a CD.
No one's going to sign us, but guess what? It's
fine. We're just going to be like those indie pop girls who like release music on TikTok.
Yeah. Anyway.
Spotify. Anyway, okay, in all seriousness, no celebrity is involved. We have to choose either of these options. You know what? I'd rather be dead.
Really?
I'd rather be a corpse and risk falling in love with someone or someone shooting me. Because I'm already dead. I don't feel anything.
True.
I don't emotionally, I don't feel anything until I fall in love.
And I guess as a living person, you'll have to suffer through like getting eaten.
Like going through the process of turning into a corpse.
Right. That is if they turn you into a corpse.
I was going to say, that's if they don't eat your brains. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd rather be the corpse. And I'd rather...
I don't know. I was originally thinking like being the living human and... Am
I reading this right? Hold on.
No.
Like, would I rather be kidnapped by a corpse?
Yeah.
Or would I rather... yeah. I'd rather be the corpse to fall in love. Because it's like, I'm already dead.
Right.
So, you know.
I think my gut intuition is telling me be kidnapped by a corpse.
Okay.
Because I'm into that shit. I'm into that weird shit.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah. So you're going to be the human kidnapped by a corpse.
Kidnapped by a corpse. Okay. Unsure if, risking them either eating me.
Okay.
Or if they're going to promise to keep me safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 different answers. And both are great.
Right.
Love.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and rate this movie.
I love rating movies.
Before ending this episode. Now, this is a horror movie.
Technically.
Technically,
There's zombies.
Mm-hmm. Maybe should we start like doing like a comedic?
Like a comedic? We're going to have all kinds of scales because of how many subgenres can be in horror.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll
just do horror or scary for right now. So, yes, we have those 2 scales of satisfactory and scary. Just because a horror movie is good doesn't always mean that it is scary.
Vice versa.
Mm-hmm. So, Monica.
That is me.
Hi. What do you rate this movie? And be generous, even though I'm pretty sure I already know what you're going to say because you love this movie, but I am the one who...
I do love this movie, and I need every single poster and t-shirt that is created of this movie. Scary scale, giving it a 2. It was not scary. It was not scary. And then again, Nicolas Hoult was very pretty to look at, so I didn't really get scared a lot. But I give it props for, the whole zombie aspect, obviously, and like the makeup and like a little bit of the gore that we see. Mm-hmm. There's like scenes where he's eating brain. It looks like he also took some of the brain, and put it in his pocket and then ate it on the plane later. It's almost as if he's eating, like whenever he eats the brain, he goes into like memories. It's like that man taking an edible. Mm-hmm. He sits in front of the plane and he just sits down. He takes some brain, he eats it, and he just knocks out. Yeah. If you've never eaten an edible, that's what it feels like. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
It's not. And make sure to read the instructions.
Jess and I have a very hilarious but very private story of that we will forever share in our friendship.
To ourselves.
So moving on. So scary, I'm giving it a 2 because it wasn't that scary. My satisfactory, however, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. It's so exciting.
I feel like this may be the first movie that I not necessarily I guess recommend you, and you actually give it a 10 out of 10.
That's actually 100% true. And I was gonna say the movies that have been introduced to me by you, I feel like a lot of them I do end up loving. I feel like there's more of a handful.
But I think this one is maybe the first 10 out of 10
that I'm like, I love it so much. Well, I forgot what my rating was for Shaun of the Dead, but I loved Shaun of the Dead a lot.
But I don't remember. You had watched that one before?
No, I hadn't. I never had seen Shaun of the Dead. And if I said in that episode that I did, I probably lied. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
I don't think you you probably said, I just don't remember. And that was literally maybe 2 years ago.
So funny. So funny.
Great movie.
But 10 out of 10, and I'm 100% watching this once a week for the rest of my life. Because of Nicolas Hoult.
Your hyperfixation with Nicolas Hoult is going to grow.
I'm not joking.
Cons?
Monday night, after I watched the movie, I fell asleep to interviews of him.
Oh,
yesterday, I restarted Skins. And then I watched some more interviews of him on TikTok today. I also plan, I've never seen The Great on Hulu, and I heard it's really funny. It's Nicolas Hoult
on
Renfield. Yeah, Renfield.
We started watching it.
Yeah,
here, and
then you left.
I did leave,
but it's pretty good.
The Menu.
Oh, I hated him in The Menu, but he was so fun.
He's Jack the Giant Slayer from 2013.
He's in 2 movies with Nicolas Cage. The most recent one, and then he's in another movie, but he was so baby in that movie.
Wow.
So baby. But it's really good.
A really good actor. I was
going to say, he's actually a really good actor. Yes, he's pretty to look at, but he is really talented. And I want to say that, I was going to say, I feel like his, what's the word called? His, oh my gosh, what's the word?
Filmography?
No, filmography, but his range. His range is really good. I feel like he can play something pretty serious and be good at it, but also...
He's also really funny.
I was going to say, he's comedically perfect with timing.
If I'm not mistaken, I think The Great is comedic.
Oh, it is. It's right? It's a comedic drama type thing, and it's supposed to be really funny. So good. But I have seen him in some semi-serious roles, and he's pretty good. He reminds me a little bit of, and this is totally me being comparing Englishmen to Englishmen. But he reminds me a little bit of oh my gosh. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Tom Hiddleston?
No. Freddie Highmore.
Oh, I see.
With his range and with how young he started off and with the different things that he's been in. I don't know.
They could play friends or cousins.
Cousins and stuff. But not exactly looks wise. I think it's just maybe me putting them into a box with other white men. But either way, he reminds me a little bit of Freddie Highmore.
I see that.
So
100%.
I love that for him. But anyway, enough about me. What about you? What do you rate this movie?
Same, scary. Okay, well, 2013 me in the movie theater watching it for the first time. Scary scale was probably
10 out of 10.
Okay. Tampoco. Okay. It was probably like a 6, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I was a little 12, 13-year-old scared cat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like 2.
Yeah, it's not that scary.
Yeah. Cute. Whatever. I remember there being a jump scare when I first watched it. When I recently watched it, I was like, oh, I'm ready for the jump scare. And then the jump scare never came. So I don't know. Like, I must have been really scared when I first watched it. I was going to say,
you were anticipating it when you were watching it in theater.
Satisfactory.
10 out of 10. It's so good. It's so cute.
10 out of 10.
And for my horror babies who do not or who can't do a lot of horror or even gore, this movie is perfect.
I don't think we've said that in a long time.
We haven't, and I feel bad. I've been neglecting you guys. I'm so sorry. I just automatically assume everyone who listens or watches or has a range of being able to watch anything. But I forget that we have some people who listen to us or watch us specifically because they're like, I can't watch the actual movie.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But this one is 100% one that you should like definitely watch.
Or again, like if you're trying to get into gore,
watch it.
It's a really like
very minimal with the gore. Minimal. You see some parts of him like eating DeFranco, but it's not like super scary. But it's so good. It's such a good movie. I love this. I'm making this part of my personality. Not my whole personality, but my heart.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Well, I think this concludes this week's episode on the 2013 film
Warm Bodies
Calientes.
Oh.
How do you say warm in Spanish?
Calientitos.
Tibio, no?
Tibio, I think is lukewarm.
Oh.
Tibiasi. Or I don't know, actually.
Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies.
You know,
Just
to keep it short and simple.
Yeah.
As always, if today's episode intrigued you and you'd like, and you haven't watched, it's so weird being on my phone.
You have to like zoom in.
Leave me alone.
It's not the same.
I'm going to be reading the script.
You got to lower your glasses and be like.
If today's episode intrigued you and you haven't watched this movie and would like to.
Yes.
You can do so for free on Tubi
Mm-hmm.
or with a subscription on Hulu, Sling TV, and Peacock. I watched it on Peacock.
I watched it on Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
If not, you can rent it for about $3.99 on YouTube, Google Play Movies, Apple TV, Vudu, and Prime Video. Yeah, anyway. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Scream City. We truly do appreciate you guys for listening
and now watching.
Hit that like and subscribe.
Yeah, hit the like and
love that.
Period.
And for just taking the time to listen and be a part of the growing horror community.
Yes.
At least our horror community.
Yes, it's so much fun.
In general, the horror community is already growing. Anyway.
That's 100% true. Horror community back in the early 2000s was practically non-existent. But now it's like a thing.
Yeah.
Like it's a good thing. No, we'll get into that later.
Anyway, if you enjoyed
100%.
this episode, please consider leaving a review. Okay, Nana's turning into influencer.
Okay! Leave a review.
Or share it with your friends and family if you
please.
would. And if you would want to keep up with us,
yes,
guess what?
You can.
You can, because our social media is going to be listed in the summary description
below. 100%. Check it out below, y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So we seriously can't thank you guys enough. Giving us the views, giving us the likes, letting us know your thoughts.
The hate.
Yeah. Send haters our way too. It's fine.
Don't. I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm gonna become a corpse.
I'm gonna become a corpse
immediately,
and I will eat you.
Yeah. Okay. Eat the haters. But with that being said, if you like today's episode and you want to tune into next week's episode, which you should, we are actually collaborating with Horror Daddies again, and we are so excited. We already did an episode over on their channel where we reviewed Jennifer's body.
Through
body yaddy
the
yaddy
trees,
yaddy. I will find you. I don't know.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Killer of a song. But we did. And so if you haven't listened to that episode, it's on their channel. It's on their YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. And we had so much fun filming with them. They're so funny. We are too. When you put us all together.
Are actually now Las Mamacitas de Terror.
Oh, that's right. They gave us the official name of Mamacitas de Terror. And are you kidding me?
Slapped that on a t-shirt.
Absolutely. We're going to put here, kind of like the size of this ghost face. We're going to put ScreamCity. And then on the back, it's Mamacitas de Terror. And then I'm going to put underneath like, AKA like, or not AKA, like a trademark logo.
Trademark.
Horror Daddies.
Horror Daddies.
Yeah, period. So watch out for that merch. That's next.
Let's see.
Let's see. We got hate comment. We got 13 point what K.
I'm pretty sure we're
14K on TikTok now. Yeah. Next is merch.
And we're close to 1,000 on Instagram.
We are. We're so excited. Super great. But yes, we're super excited to be collaborating with them again. But the episode that we are going to be doing on our show is going to be about the 2017 film Happy Death Day.
Go shawty.
It's your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday.
We gonna sip
okay, but like another banger off another movie.
Exactly.
Like the first movie, banger. This movie, another banger. It's gonna be such a great time. I'm also just super excited. Happy Death Day is one of the, again, we're gonna get into it obviously when we discuss the movie and everything. But it's one of those movies that I remember where I watched it and everything. I didn't like it.
What?
When I first watched it, I didn't like it. I know. But look at me now. Obsessed. I love this movie.
Okay.
Spoiler, I love this movie. But, and I will get into why I didn't enjoy it so much when I first watched it. But just know, I'm a huge fan now. I even like number 2.
Good.
Parte 2. Enjoy it. So.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm excited for that movie. I'm excited to collab again with Horror Daddies. Like Monica mentioned, they are hilarious people.
They're so funny.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be
really fun.
Super fun.
But before we end it, I think since I already know, like, shut up, okay? Since I already love this movie and I've watched it before, I think it's only fair for me to ask Monica, the person who recently watched it for the first time, a really important question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Monica.
Yes.
Do you think this week's movie was a movie?
Thank you so much for asking. I thought that this week's movie was a movie. I don't think it was like a movie. You know, like I wasn't scared.
I was not expecting that.
Yes. So it wasn't like a movie. Like I wasn't like moved, and I wasn't, well, horror wise, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't super scared. I wasn't like whatever. But it was a movie. And I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. I adore this movie. It's so good. It's so good. Really, and I also think it has a pretty high rating for like critics and stuff. I think it has like an 80 something on Rotten Tomatoes, which is not bad. They got it right for once. Okay. So yeah. It was a movie.
Cute. I agree. I think this week's movie was a movie.
It was too cute. I love that we have something like this in the horror genre. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So.
All right. Yeah. Well, there you guys have it. And thanks again for tuning in and listening and watching. As always, we've been your hosts, Jess,
Monica.
Stay safe and stay spooky.
Please, Dad. Look at him. He's different. He's bleeding.
Ooh, that was scary. I can't wait to come back next week.